So I pull out my dagger and then mark into my shield a giant fucking one.
I want to get out of this town. I don't want to be here anymore.
The bird lets you attach it, and it nods, and then it immediately flies north, which you know is the opposite direction to Barrowville. When like clockwork at about 5:30, this figure comes roaring around the corner and bashes
Whole person.
You cast whole person.
Yeah, tell us where the barrels are.
What barrels? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on, you're a green
I don't know what you're talking about,
Tell
man.
us where the barrels are at the keep.
I don't know what you're
Listen,
talking
man, I'm a
about.
doctor. I know how to put people together. I know how to take them apart. All right, I'm going to take your fucking kneecaps.
I believe you.
I want to know where he's going to enter the marketplace so we can nab him before he gets...
I'm going to nab him afterwards.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to tackle him.
So you mid-speech tackle it?
Yeah, fuck it.
All right. And you leg it.
Got the guide.
You got the guy.
Going.
And you're gone. Welcome everyone to Good Morning Adventurers as part of Tabletop Dynasties. We are here on episode 4 and we're about to begin. We have a special guest tonight. Mooncake is joining us. They're very cute. So yeah, welcome Mooncake. All right, so Hans, Merrin, Croak, what are you doing?
Where did we decide to go after we kidnapped the guy?
Out the front of the inn.
Out the front
Went
of the
back to
inn?
the inn, because no one would ever suspect us of hiding back in.
Right.
Well, I think it's more that you didn't choose a meeting point, so...
Yes. But we, by telepathic connection, this is non-canon.
All of this gets cut.
By the power of friendship, we know that we're all going to the inn.
Or common sense, but yes.
Yeah.
Common sense.
Okay, so you regather at the inn.
Yes, unbat.
I guess at this moment, Marin rounds the corner. He's still running, and he turns up and says, "Oh, thank the gods, you're here, Hans."
Hans
great.
looks at him.
Now, Hans, you would notice, Hans has all of their clothes, but none of their gear.
Okay, but here's the thing. This has not been discussed before. But due to Hans's impeccable fashion taste, he wears very deep pockets. And all of his gear are located in his pockets. So you don't notice that his gear is gone. His pockets just seem a bit less filled? Voluminous.
It checks out. I mean,
Cool.
Yes.
So Marin and Hans, you meet up, and finally Croak comes around the corner and turns visible again.
Oh, I walked right up like an inch away and then turned visible.
Great. When Croak does that, you start waiting. You wait for about 10 minutes, and you realize, where's Leopold?
And Leopold.
Leopold has not shown. What would you like to do?
did anyone see what happened to Leo?
He took the blue-head fleshy in, right?
Did you see which way he went? I was not paying attention.
Either.
I'm just looking up how good a bat's sense of scent is.
Bats aren't great smellers. They actually have decent eyesight, though.
I know that, actually. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, so you could turn into a bat
Damn
and
it.
look for Leo.
Bats have the same sense of smell as a human. It's useless. Hans is just gonna go with the flow.
Alright.
Well,
Yeah.
he didn't take a 3-hour bath today, so maybe you can smell him.
That is true.
I thought the smell reset though.
Yes, exactly.
Did it?
You said
Oh,
you
Did
said
you take a lot of time smelling him?
No, we
no,
didn't.
no.
really.
You said that he smelt fine.
Does the smell reset after the loop? Like,
We'll
does
have
he
to test
smell
it.
the same way he smells?
You'll have to go and smell Leopold.
Well, that would be great
Who
if we
is-
could find him.
Yeah. So, is there anything in particular that you would like to do?
We should probably go find the other two before we go and find Leopold.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that.
They went to the gardens, right?
Alright.
Sure.
Go to the gardens.
Who's leading?
I will.
Give me a survival roll. You're still getting used to the city.
Oh boy.
Oh.
That's a 6.
Great. Classic to this party. You spent a good hour trying to get to the university, which we cut to Vesper and Sophie. You spent maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours sending birds out. You've been chilling with this rabbit, who is loving you, by the way. It is snuggling into you. It is a big fan of you. You keep feeding it little, blades of grass, and it keeps, munching it. It's very happy. What would either of you two like to do?
Were we aware of what they were doing?
Nope.
We weren't?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think they had a plan. I think it just sort of happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
We absolutely did not have a plan.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a plan. It's becoming more Italian by the minute.
It was a large explosion. You may have heard that.
Did we notice the large explosion?
No, you're too far away.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't huge.
No, that's why I said large.
Well, maybe we should go find the others.
Maybe more medium?
How
So-
far away is
Sophie's
it?
playing with the bunny as well.
We can just stay here all day.
Okay.
Wait for them to find us.
So
Yes.
Vesper and Sophie are really just hanging out, enjoying a bunny, when round the corner, Merrin, Hans, and Croak come into the garden, looking a little confused and relieved that they finally found it. You spot Sophie and Vesper hanging out with this bunny.
Well, Croak, I mean, I know we complained about it earlier, but the city is really hard to navigate. Nice to see you.
Yeah, how was your trip to somewhere?
We lost Leo.
And we lost
Right,
the
like
blue
he's
guy.
dead?
I mean, he might be, but hopefully not. More like we just, he was with us, and we were running away from the guards, and then he was not there.
You were running from the guards.
Also,
Yeah.
we kill fleshies.
You killed people?
What?
It was more of an accident.
Oh, was it?
Well, we were wondering if you had any ideas on how we might find him.
Don't kill people, that's bad!
We also kidnap people. Perfect.
I appreciate that you looked at Croak when saying that.
That's because he said he killed
Well,
people.
there's 2 other people involved, at least.
All I did was turn into a bat.
I didn't kill anyone.
I mean, all I did was fly away.
All he did was turn into a bat and he didn't kill anyone.
Okay.
I don't understand. What's the problem?
So, weird lady with the hair. Any of your animals say anything about Leopold, or perhaps elf dude with some blue hair? Accent's getting worse.
I don't know, but I can ask.
So just commit.
Can I ask the bunny?
The bunny's been here with us the whole time. It's not good I've seen Leo.
Yes. Any of your birds gonna come back, or
They've all, the birds that Sophie said are well and truly gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look,
or is it kind of like a Gandalf thing where it comes back after 2 movies?
You'll have to wait and see.
You'll have to cut that back.
Wait, really? No, include my pop culture reference.
Well, all the burbs are gone.
yeah, we used them all up.
Whoa, what the hell does that
100%
mean?
birds.
They've all flown away.
We caused the migration early.
Do we know where the headquarters is for the
No,
People?
you know that it's a university-based movement.
right?
You have no idea if the headquarters are at the uni or somewhere else, or,
and we're at the uni right now.
yes.
Alright, well, Hans is gonna go up to the bulletin board and see if anything spicy looks.
We did this last time.
Yeah, I know, but maybe someone put something there new.
Okay, so you look at the bulletin board. Now, you actually didn't look at the bulletin
I did
board
not.
before.
No.
Croak steps up and pulls the clue he found out.
Yes. So the clue's there. You open it. It's gibberish, but it's the same clue that you got yesterday that said keep as Dotterel keep 12.
So if you take the clue every day, are you gonna just amass a bunch of green papers?
Wait, did you... He ate it last time, didn't he?
Croak, no.
You have to
Croak
check
did.
your stomach contents.
What time is it right now?
So it's still after the kerfuffle and maybe getting lost. It's probably about 10 in the morning.
Okay.
You've spent some time protesting, and you've spent some time just chatting chatting to animals.
Well, we go to the beach again.
We could.
I see there's a comedy club on this notice board.
Do you think perhaps 12 could mean 12 a.m. and p.m.? As he raises an eyebrow. Hans has eyebrows.
He has eyebrows.
Yes, he does.
I feel like what we saw at 12 p.m. was fairly like
What if it meant?
I think that was
definitive.
the thing.
Did we see anything at 12 p.m.?
What if
They
it
were-
means 12 p.m. and a.m.?
Yeah, Sophie was definitely just splashing in the water at 12 p.m.
No, we didn't see any at 12 p.m. We saw
Wait, I meant 12 a.m.
Yes.
I get them confused, okay?
We can always go check out the tunnels now.
I mean, it was in
We'd
character.
be less
It's not
likely
me.
to run into people because things haven't started yet.
That's true. Do
We
you
know the
remember how to
entrance.
open it?
Croak have idea.
That's
Yes.
Wait for time reset, then ask Leopold where he was.
We may as well do something in the meantime, though.
Yeah, like he's gonna come back eventually, right? Wait, does that mean he'll bring the blue guy with? Oh no,
No.
We'll see.
oh,
That
Go
means
get blue guy again.
we have to do
That
it
might
again
be-
tomorrow.
a
Yeah.
bigger
Kill
problem.
You know what? Vesper had a good idea.
Maybe
Let's go to the
great people and
tunnels.
stuff.
Yes, let's do that.
Yes.
Oh, we just sneak into the rich area again.
So since you've snuck into the rich area once, and this will be the same throughout the campaign, if you've done something once during one of the campaign, you can elect to do the exact same thing again
Oh, sweet.
if the context is similar enough, and do it without having to roll. That said, you have to use the same resources. So if you cast Charm Person, you have to cast Charm Person. Yep.
Time to establish that I do a really cool backflip.
Also, Croak uses some of this time to get a short rest.
Yes, that's fine.
Well, shall we go?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. To the
Let's go
tunnels.
talk with your old friend, Yellow Head.
The guard.
Croak not no name.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
go. Andiamo. Okay, let's go.
So you all leave. Sophie takes the lead, I'm going to say this time. Unless someone wants to challenge that.
No.
Because Sophie got you there last time. So you get, once again, to the main gates of the upper district. What are you doing? Now, this is much earlier. It's actually a different set of guards than the ones that you saw before. There is still, however, one more senior guard with the yellow crest, and there are 3 normal yellow plates.
Can we just do the same thing we did last time, or is it?
Yeah, I'll say it's a similar enough context that you can do the same as you... No, you can't, because Leopold's not here.
Oh, right.
And Leopold got the rest of you in. Croak only got himself in.
Croak no fireball.
No more killing.
No.
This day.
For today.
Croak not make any promises.
Merrin goes up to the guard and says, "Hello, I am an important doctor and I need to be led into this area."
No.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, mate. Do you have your... Are you with Ikara?
Yes.
Great. Can you just show me your holy symbol and we can let you in?
It's right here. And I show the one on my shield.
That's not what I've seen before.
It's an old symbol. I mean, I got it, it was passed down from my mother to me, and maybe they, the new ones look different, but...
Sophie casts Minor Illusion and puts the symbol on the back and is like, "You flipped it the other way around." It's...
Oh, yes, sorry, very sorry. That's actually where the strap normally goes. Here, this side.
All right, okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Great, well, I guess you can come in then.
Oh,
Are
and these are my assistants, yes.
Croak snake doctor.
all of them?
Yes, I mean, with the bleedings and stuff, you need a lot of people to clean up and...
Give persuasion. Actually, give deception.
All right. That is a non-natural 20.
Not
Right.
bad.
I guess you're right. Okay, you can come through, but keep your nose out of it, and I want you back out here in 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you very much, sir.
No worries.
Let me go on in.
Cool, great. So, you're in. What are you up to?
Let's make our way to the tunnel entrance we used last time.
Cool. So you make your way to the tunnel entrance. You're able to find it pretty easily again. You know where the secret brick is. You push it in. The tunnel opens again.
Remember that it's very small though,
Yes.
so we should probably not put the biggest person first.
Yeah.
I unsummon Isabel. Like, bye.
She's
see
been
you.
here the whole time.
She's usually around, yes.
What, you expect her to walk?
Did the guards just not comment on the big horse?
Yeah, they were like, makes sense.
You rolled well, Jake.
Yeah.
You gotta like you have to move corpses somehow.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a corpse horse.
So who goes first?
Who's the
Croak, go
smallest?
first.
Okay.
Croak toughest.
Wait, you bat. You can.
I feel like I should have a reason why I shouldn't bat. I'm skinny enough. I'm just going to go first because of my dashingly chiseled cheekbones.
Okay.
And then so hard.
You can seduce anyone we run into.
I'm also very
Oh
skinny.
lord.
You can also see in the dark. Is anyone lighting any light sources?
Actually, yes.
Wait, it's
I'll
like-
light a torch.
Yeah.
It's 10 a.m. Like, oh wait, fuck, we're going
It's
into
okay.
Yes,
This
the
is how light
sunlight filters through the solid stone bricks of the tunnel.
Are there any sconces? What are they called? Sconces? Scones?
No, there are no sconces.
Yeah, I'll also light a
Gee
torch.
whiz.
Disease.
Okay, so 2 torches have been lit.
Sophie casts dancing lights.
Great. So now there's dim lights everywhere. So you're walking through the tunnel. Torches and dancing lights. You're crawling, and once again, remember how tight this tunnel is? Now that you can see, the thing about this tunnel is it looks like it's been carved into... There's a bit of stone when you first go in, but most of it is like dirt tunnel.
I make sure we shut the door behind us this time.
Awesome. The door's shut behind you.
Cool.
Eventually you walk about maybe 200 meters, and this is where you ran into, this is about the area where you ran into the elf. You keep walking. It's still only one single passageway. Can everyone please roll perception?
Oh, I don't have a D12. Oh,
It's
it's
a
D20.
D20.
You've got all the dice.
Sorry,
Natural
sorry, I meant-
20.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got. Wait, sorry, deception? What?
Perception.
Perception.
Well,
15.
Are you still
15.
wearing your green socks?
I
22.
guess I... Yes, I guess I am.
Okay. So you all walk about another 100 meters, and Sophie, you notice something off about the wall to your right. You're just kind of touching it, and it feels a bit different. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Investigate?
Yeah, give me an investigation roll.
12.
Okay. There's definitely something here. You can't quite figure out what it is. You definitely feel the difference in the rock though. And it almost feels like a little, like something could give. You just can't seem to find the mechanism.
Guys, I think there's something here on this wall. Can you guys check it out? Because I can't seem to find anything.
Ooh, a mechanism.
Can I check for thieves' cans again?
Yeah, so give me actually a perception check for
Okay.
thieves scan.
That is a 24.
You do see some thieves' cap. It's actually opposite the wall, and it says up.
It says up.
Is there anything? We all look up.
Some mics here.
So
Don't break the fourth wall!
so from what you can see is you look up here. The headroom's actually a little taller. All of you aren't slouching. The tunnel's actually a bit wider here and a bit taller, and it has gradually gotten wider and taller as you've gone along. By just looking, you can't see anything.
Is it too dark or are we just too?
No, it just looks like roof. Just looks like dirt roof.
I move the dancing lights up
How far up?
as far as they can go.
Okay, so you actually push them against the ceiling, and then suddenly one disappears.
Oh.
Is it a magical portal, perhaps? I say in Han's voice. Is it a magical portal, perhaps?
I'm going to reach my hand up where the light was.
Goes straight through. there's some sort of illusion. When you reach your hand up, you can feel something like almost like a bit of rope.
Should I pull it?
Do it.
Okay, I do it.
So you pull the rope, something clicks, and this door kind of like this, like that patch of wall goes in, like embeds into the tunnel and opens.
Wow.
Through it, you now see it's a pipe, essentially, like a large, like water pipe. You're gonna have to crouch to kind of go through it, but you can go through it.
Shall we?
We shall.
Sure.
Here we go.
All right, you go down the water pipe. It's still a pipe for about 100 meters, and then you come out the other end, and it's now a very spacious brick, like it's like an underground alleyway in a sense. It's got an archway, and it's brick along the sides, and it's brick on the floor, and there's actually a small stream of water just in the middle.
This is fun. I love exploring.
Good. Before you, it goes just straight. If you continue it along for another 200 meters, you get to a intersection of 4.
Oh.
Sorry, so what sort of room is this again?
So it's like brick.
Sorry
there's-
to ask you to repeat yourself.
Oh, sorry?
Sorry to ask you to
No,
repeat yourself.
that's fine. It's brick. It's brick. Like it's a brick archway. It's brick along the walls. It's brick on the bottom, and there's like some water stream. The water stream continues, and when it's the intersection, the water stream actually only goes forward. It doesn't go to the sides.
Okay. So it's at the intersection that's 4, including where we came
Yeah.
from? Yeah. Okay.
Roughly what direction have we been walking in relative to the
Give me a survival check.
castle wall? 3.
You have no idea. If you had to take a guess, you'd guess east.
I do, yes.
Like,
Oh, I don't have it written out.
Well, there aren't any stars down here.
It's not written out on my one either.
I thought you were good with water.
Might have to look it up.
There's a little stream here. Goes down there.
Croak walks into the stream and kicks water at you.
Hey. Let's go left first.
Merrin and Sophie have a small kerfuffle about trying to discuss whether south is this way or that way, which is really just us looking up the mechanics of the Wanderer feature.
Okay. Easy. So, you know, Sophie, using your Wanderer feature, however, that Croak is very wrong. And that if he would be walking east, you would have hit, like, an ocean. So,
You are wrong. We are not going east.
you're actually traveling mostly south.
We are traveling mostly south.
So south is away from the keep, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
Maybe this is the tunnel that connects the north bit to the south bit.
Maybe.
Are they connected?
It might be connected
They
to
have
the...
to communicate somehow.
It'd explain how all those people got into the north bit before the big protest.
Guards not seem very accommodating.
No, perhaps whoever built this castle should have thought about the potential for a bunch of protesters to go into these hidden tunnels and to use the tunnels for evil. I mean, democracy.
Evil?
Yeah, for democracy.
We haven't chosen a side yet, have we?
We did.
Yes.
mean-
Good choice.
I mean, for democracy
Yes. Well,
and progression and social goodness.
Keep going south.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's go south. I want to see where this goes.
Can everyone please give me a perception check?
I got an 8.
17.
16.
12.
5.
It's very on brand for you.
I know. It was so weird when I got a high roll before.
You hear some squawking.
Like a bird?
Yeah.
Or just a human or a person? Like, "Wah!"
Like a bird. It's in front of you.
The bird is in front of us.
Well,
Well,
there's
the
noises.
squawking.
Oh,
Sound.
right, okay.
How far away
Let's
does
go.
it... Wait, actually, Marin can't hear. Doesn't notice anything, does he?
Let's go
keep going.
sneakily.
So roll
What?
stealth.
Why?
I don't know. There's something up ahead.
How do you know?
Croak casts invisibility on you.
On me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy. Let's keep going.
Well, you scout ahead.
Okay, that
Find out what
works
the
too.
noise is.
Okay.
Okay.
I shall scout ahead.
So Vesper scouts ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You keep going down this corridor. It's actually been pretty straight. However, it then starts to turn slightly. Actually, you hit a fork. One goes right, one goes left. You hear the squawking coming from the right. Do you follow that way?
I want to investigate the squawking.
Okay, so you go to the right towards the squawking. You sneak up, and you see. Do you have? You're a half elf, yes?
Yes.
Do you have dark vision?
I don't think I do, actually. That's bad. We chose the wrong person to scout ahead.
No, you do.
No,
have dark
that's
vision.
okay because
Do I?
Yeah.
Where would it? Oh, I do. Yes, it's all good. All good.
Okay. So in the dim light, you can't make out the colours, but you definitely see 2 kenku. But they're kenku that look like some sort of cockatoo. And they're just kind of making noises at each other, mimicking at each other. They're talking some basic directions, and there's some numbers in there as well. You can't quite decipher what they're talking about, though. It's almost like they're speaking a separate language.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, and the fact that you can hear this at all is that you know thieves can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that it's so disjointed that it's hard to gather its meaning.
Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to report back to the group.
Cool.
So there was another route, wasn't there?
Yeah, to the left. A fork to the left.
So if we go to the left, we'll avoid the kenku. Or we can attack them and interrogate them. Also,
I mean-
I'm probably
We can
still
just
invisible
ask
at this
them.
point.
You are still invisible for like an hour.
Yeah. You see this invisible voice talking. Well,
I mean, I just assume it's Vesper.
Let's
this
just
is
go and talk
Vesper
to
here,
them.
by the way.
I don't see why we shouldn't just go up and ask them. I mean, you are wearing green socks, aren't you?
I am indeed.
Yeah, let's just go and ask them.
Yeah, the rest of you should probably put the green socks on so we can pretend to be part of the group.
Yes.
What
Now
a
you only have 3 pairs of
Ah.
green socks and 3 pairs of handkerchiefs.
Why don't 3 of us wear green socks and the other 3 wear handkerchiefs? I mean,
What?
sorry, there's only 5 of us here
Yeah.
today.
Well, I'm invisible, so I'm fine.
Yeah,
Or
why
it's not
don't
having none of it. So one of you can have white socks.
Okay. Socks, handkerchief. 3 handkerchiefs.
No handkerchief.
No
one on
handkerchief?
each
Okay.
arm and one on the head? Yeah.
So we're just wearing everything then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Let's go.
Krog already green.
Andiamo. Let's go.
All right, you're off. You head towards the cockatoos, the kenku. So you head down there, and they stop and they see you, and they're immediately their crests flick up, and they're looking around. Are you bringing your light sources?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're looking at you, and one of them asks, "Who?
Hi!
Who?"
Sophie!
And it looks you up and down. Now that you lights, you actually can see that these are pink galahs.
Oh
So-
my God.
They're pink galahs with grey wings. And they look at you and they tilt their head and they look at you again. And then you hear this like caw. And suddenly 4 more galahs come and close kind of behind you. And then it kind of looks at you and goes, "Come." And then they start walking. And the ones behind you start walking. And they start escorting you somewhere further down the tunnel.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, I guess that's our decision made.
So this worked out.
this seems normal.
Can you imagine just 4 fucking giant gloves?
Wait, how big are they?
They're human-sized. They're a little shorter than a human, so I think they're like just under 5 feet.
Yeah, like 4.5.
Yeah.
Would I have seen these in the forest?
No, not from where you're
Like
from.
like the little ones?
no,
Like the
not
normal
from-
bird ones? Okay.
Well, yeah, you would have seen galahs in the forest.
Okay.
Where's
Planes.
I just thought maybe he's not very happy sitting on my lap.
That's
right now.
okay.
I just thought maybe he'd be happier sitting on the table.
That's
still
fine.
on camera there.
Probably.
They're more
Sophie-
of a plains bird. Not a forest bird.
Yeah, they're not very foresty. And this is
I
forest
like the
based in
rolling
Tasmania or
hills.
something.
This is a
Greens.
magic forest, Tom.
They're real gorillas, damn it.
Sophie's like, oh, we have like little ones of you at home, and they like can't talk.
Yes,
They're,
they can.
they're just like,
They repeat.
no, the little ones. The little.
Okay, whatever.
the little
We'll
ones.
discuss Australian fauna after this.
So they're leading you down this tunnel, these 6 galahs.
Do they just ignore me?
Yeah, they're pretty much just
What a
not
bunch of galahs.
answering you. And they're escorting you down the tunnel. Eventually, one of them reaches a panel that you can't see. A small doorway opens, not a secret one, just a doorway opens, and you are escorted into a chamber. At this point, one of them goes, the chamber is a bit like a circle. There's another door on the other side as well. 4 of the guards stay, the 2 in front, they go, wait, and then they move into the other room. At this point, you hear some muttering, you hear some squawking, and then you hear some humanoid voices saying, you can't quite make out what they're saying, but you hear them through the door. And then eventually they open the door and it goes, all right, in. And it kind of like beckons to you to come in. So you walk into this room and suddenly it's like a huge room. It's very sparse. It's still made out of this brick, but it's like a huge, it's got 2 stories. You're on the bottom level. And it's a giant circular room. There's 2 sets of stairs on either side, and there is plenty of sconces lit and plenty of light sources. There are also some like rough furnishing. There's kind of like a big kind of round rug in the center, and around the center as well, there's a table, a circular table, and some like very plain chairs that are set around. There are also what you notice benches around, like 2 tiers of benches around the side of the ground floor and all along the second floor as well.
Is this the courtroom episode? Sophie's like, this is so cool.
At this point, you see before you, sitting at the table, an elf, a humanoid, a human, a dwarf, and an aarakocra with black feathers, which you will remember, these were the 4 figures who were standing on the structures at the protest around midnight the previous night, including the sky blue-haired elf that you had previously kidnapped.
Merrin waves at him.
He, in the kerfuffle, he kind of gives you this, like, look, and then doesn't seem to recognize you. But he stands up, and he goes, well, who might you be?
Korg.
Sophie. Hi.
And how did you access these tunnels?
Walked in.
And
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the tunnels are relatively well known, but I'm talking about these tunnels, these specific tunnels, the one that you would have entered a secret door for.
No secret door. Korg know where door is.
Well, now you clearly do. I see you're with the cause. However, as I do not recognize you, I do not believe that you should have access to this place. So, what brings you here?
Well,
Fate.
our friend gave us access.
Fate and a friend. That's very, very interesting. So,
Yes, her name was Fate.
oh, you're friends with the gods now, are you?
Oh,
Oh,
God damn it, I don't like this guy.
all right. Well then, please do. I welcome you to our next meeting, although I would not leave in a hurry. At this, a gruff male dwarf who has been sitting there with a kind of long black braided beard, he goes, right, stay here, go in the corner, the rest are coming soon. And he nods at the glass, and the glass kind of move you onto some of the benches on the side.
Sophie goes up to the guards and asks them, "How did you grow so big?"
It looks at you and goes, "Not bird.
Oh. But you look like a bird.
Not bird."
Then what are you?
One of them says, and its voice suddenly changes and goes, "Oh, Kenku."
Does it sound like a bird talking? Or
No, it sounds like a human, this one.
No, but like when they're going like, not a bird, do they
Yes,
sound like...
that strangely does actually sound like a bird talking.
Guys, they're not birds, they're Kenkus!
Don't look at me, I'm invisible.
Kenkus!
Is Vesper invisible and like just sitting with us?
Yeah.
Why no, wait.
Yeah,
I'm
no one
standing
has
beside
seen
them.
Vesper yet.
Oh, no one
Can
has
you
seen.
actually give me a stealth roll?
Okay. Come on. That is a unnatural 20.
And they can't see you anyway.
Do any of the 20 guards figure it out?
Alright, you've managed to essentially sneak through everything, sneak through the doors, and stay with the group. Okay, so if two of the glass sit with you, but essentially you're left to your own devices for about 15 minutes before people with green socks start wandering in. These are humanoids, they're quite diverse. Then over the next 15 minutes after that, you kind of get about maybe 20 humanoids bundling in. The last humanoid to bundle in is they go to start the meeting, and suddenly you are, "Wait for me!" And this small gnome with bright pink hair rushes in. He goes, "Oh, sorry I'm late, just had a few jobs to do," and then sits at the table with the rest of them. At this point, they start the meeting. So the elf stands up and goes, "Well, tonight's the night. It's a big one. I imagine we will lose much tonight, but it will be worth it. So, I want you all to be ready to stand with me and do what is necessary to take back our town." Now, the team that is setting up the distraction, and there's about 5 people that put up their hand. They go, "All right, are you fully prepared?" Human male stands up and goes, "Yes, we're fully prepared. Everything is in place." And the elf goes, "Excellent. Well, distraction, if the distraction is set, you know that it is to go off at 1 a.m. And they go, "Yes, of course, straight on time." And they go, "All right. Very well then. I'm very excited to go." Now, team that is infiltrating the fort, where do we have you? And at this point, you see one of the pink galahs who has been sitting at the table. It looks a bit different. It's actually got like a very cool cloak on, and it looks a bit more just fancier than the other galahs. Like it's got a sense of style. It stands up and it goes, "I'm small and I'm quiet. I can do it." In like a little kid's voice. And it goes, "All right, I trust in you. We will lead your team. Well done. I think we're ready. Be on your stations. Be alert. Continue the plan as normal throughout the day. And then we'll see you all tonight for what is hopefully the end of this terrible, terrible time. You're all dismissed."
Croak raises his hand.
They all start getting up from their chairs and walking away, where suddenly the elf goes, "Oh, wait, we have a question." "Yes, lizard."
How fleshy loop time?
"I do not understand what you're talking about." Neither does the dog. We find your question distressing.
I'm gonna put him on the ground because I think he wants to explore.
Yeah,
so
he's
I-
gonna
I-
be
I
able
have
to
no
explore.
idea what he
to
wants
like
to do.
break electronic stuff.
Yeah,
Fine.
maybe-
He has small teeth. He'll only
You'd
bite
be
it once.
surprised.
Time loop. How fleshy do?
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I find your question insulting.
Croak can only ask out of professional curiosity.
Once again, you're making absolutely no sense.
No further questions?
Oh, I have a question.
Yes, the Dragonborn.
I'm Marin, thanks. But what do we do?
What do you mean, what do you do?
Like, what's our role?
Well, you've clearly stumbled into a place that you shouldn't have been, so mostly your role will be keeping your noses out of business that is not yours.
But that doesn't seem like a very effective use of personnel.
Why, do you have any special skills?
Croak no fireball.
I can probably do a cool backflip.
Alright, the rest of you out. This point, clearly losing patience. He dismisses the rest of the party and the 4 humanoids are left.
I should have said Croak knows shatter. That's what I cast on him this morning.
At
That
this
reminds him.
At this point, the Aarakocra stands up, the jet black feathered Aarakocra, and goes, well, hasn't it been a day? Welcome, come, join us at the table. And she gestures. to the table. She gestures
Juggles some balls.
to the table. So, you mentioned some special skills. And much unlike my friend Lawson, I'm very interested in any help we can get, particularly on this night. So, what can you offer us?
Croak mighty wizard.
I have very good eyesight.
Yes.
I
Fleshy
can,
bad.
eyesight.
I can climb things, and I can breathe lightning.
So, fighters are we?
Yes. And very good, and people with very good eyesight.
I'm not a fighter.
Oh, by the way, can you please tell your friend to reveal themselves? As much as I have enjoyed it, I would rather they make their presence known to my companions.
I'll dismiss the spell.
See? Mighty wizard.
At this point, the 3 other companions kind of jump a bit as they look at you. Now, I should mention one person has stayed behind, and that is the gnome, who is now sitting at the table as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, well, welcome. Do you care to take a seat?
Sure. I sit down.
So obviously you do have some sort of skills. You seem to be somewhat apt at fighting and covert mission. Why do you care for our cause?
Croak want to stop time loop.
I'm interested in what this time loop is that you are referring to.
Live day, die, repeat.
I think that might be copyrighted.
Actually, it probably is. Yeah.
Shit.
Croak wake up, Croak through day, Croak die, Croak wake up, Croak through day. Croak not die yet.
What my
Same
friend
day.
is.
Croak die tonight.
Can you prove to me of this time loop that you're talking about?
Croak not know how.
Because if this is true, that is something truly powerful.
Croak have theory though.
What is your theory?
Dottrell.
Sorry?
Dottrell. Man in Stonehouse.
Oh, Dottrell may think he's a powerful man, but he is simply a slime that sits in a keep. Dottrell has no true power. And she sighs, and she thinks.
How old is this person? How old do they look?
Aarakocras are relatively rare.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, but they definitely look adult.
Young adult?
Adult.
Ugh.
Are you gonna hit on her?
No. How old do the other people sitting around her look?
Okay, so the dwarf looks quite gruff. He actually looks quite grisly. He definitely seems the oldest of it. As much as he has these very intense black beard and these black braids from his long hair, there is a tiny bit of grey coming in. The elf looks young and beautiful, but all elves do. So they really don't look old until like their very, very, very final years. And then finally, the human is a youngish, like very young adult age, kind of freckles, brown hair, a bit lanky.
So this isn't a military coup, is it?
No, it's a strange eclectic sort of group, and especially an eclectic sort of group that is so fervently for the same cause.
Alright, so Hans speaks up. How do I approach this? Hans speaks up. What is it that you people seek from what you have been trying to organize here? What is the end game?
It's simple. We want an end to our corruption. We want a new government, a government that is held accountable by its council and does not just use them for advisors. I would have thought you would know this, seeing you were joined to our cause.
What kind of government? Perhaps a democracy or a aristocracy or perhaps a
Croak love democracy.
autocracy or a oligarchy or a meritocracy?
Sophie summons Isabel and immediately starts running these words past her and is like, I remember some of these words back when you taught me.
Ask her what an oligarchy is.
What's an
Oligarchy.
oligarchy?
At this point, Isabel just goes,
Ruled by olives.
Is that vocal or like telepathic?
a vocal. That one's a vocal.
Oh, okay.
It's like she's very exasperated by all these words and does not understand them, being a forest creature herself.
There is this big empire near where I live, where I'm from. They're an oligarchy. That's it. That's all I
Yes,
say.
there's
That's all I say.
plenty of forms of government. Look, I think you do not know who we are, but I do think you have some skills. What I would recommend is joining us at the keep tonight at 12. You'll find most of us by the gates. I do not see that you are ready for any other task, but I think you will enjoy what happens tonight. We will now escort you out. Trixie, do you mind showing them the way? And Trixie goes, all right, I reckon I can do that. And Trixie goes, all right, come with me. Let's get you out. Let's get you going. Come on.
Trixie's the gnome with the pink hair?
Trixie is the gnome with the pink hair.
Is it Trixie with an IE or Y?
Why?
Hi.
All right, and then Trixie starts going towards the door. Trixie opens the door, leads you onto that first circular room, but instead of going out the other door, Trixie actually puts her hand, swings across a painting, puts her palm on the painting, and a ladder is dropped down, and goes, all right, follow me, up we go. Trixie starts climbing up, and up and up and up. You're actually surprisingly deep. Then at the top, there's another landing. Not brick this time. Eventually the brick actually turns back to dirt as you're climbing up. There's a small dirt room, and from that there is a kind of like an iron grate. So you can see sunlight coming in from the iron grate. Trixie pushes it open, brings you all up, pushes it closed, does something that you can't quite see, and then goes, all right then, well, lovely meeting you all. Have a good one. Do join us at the keep. It is a really, really fun time. Change is really coming. And Trixie smiles and skips off. Not back down the grate, but off down the road.
Bye!
Whereabouts are we? Are we in the city still?
Yeah, so you actually come up in the crafts area, in the more artisan area. So it's got a bunch of shops, but it's not the markets. Tends to be kind of more workshops and more boutique shops, more permanent stalls here.
Let's
You're
go
not
to
too far
the
from the
beach.
docks.
Anyone wanna go fishing or maybe back to the beach? You know, it's
Fish are friends, not food.
Now, can everyone please give
I
me
think that's cool.
a perception check?
Natural 20.
18.
16.
23.
5.
So, Hans and Vesper,
Yeah.
as you're watching Trixie skip away, you actually see her drop a small item on the ground. Accidentally, she doesn't seem to have noticed. Would you like to pick up the item?
Yes.
Yes.
Once she's gone.
So once she's gone, you actually pick up an item, and it is a badge. And this badge is of a closed gauntlet. Anyone have religion?
Yes, actually. Oh, actually, yes.
Like,
religion.
Is that yes
anyone,
or yes?
anyone
It is
has a
yes.
religion?
Well, it could have been.
If you're proficient in
Oh,
religion.
right, okay.
12.
Does the 19 do it?
It takes you back. It takes you a long way back. Like, you think you remember reading something. You think you remember an old, dusty tome somewhere while you were studying arcane magic. And you remember a page about a god. A god that was represented by a closed iron fist. But you cannot remember what it was. You can't figure it out. You remember the fist, you remember it's a god. You can't place it.
Unless she's a cult.
So that's where we're going to leave this episode. Join us for the next episode next week. We're looking forward to it.
Just as a side note, is this whole campaign like a big fight against galahs and cockatoos? Like you just saw them outside your house, like a cockatoo and a galah fighting, and you're like, huh, that'd be a great campaign idea.
No, I
Cut.
just-
They kept eating all of the phone lines.
I mean, surely if it's any bird which is an enemy, it's going to be ibises.
yeah,
Oh,
true.
yeah.